Hi everyone, so for today's video, I'm going to show you how you can do a easy summer look. Now, I created this look today and let me say I'm probably going to do this look all summer long just because it's so easy to do. And today I'm going to be using the Norvina Electric Cake Liner. So if you want to see my opinion on these and if you want to see how to achieve this look, you can just keep on watching. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week. So subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it, so let's get started with the makeup. Alright, so let's get started. I already have one eye on, just so that the video can be a little bit more concise. I already primed my lid as well, so to prime I'm using the Pretty Vulgar primer. I've been really liking this because it really gives my lid a sticky texture, so all the shadows that I'm going to apply on top will stick and be very pigmented. So I primed my lid with this. And today I'm mainly going to be using one palette. So I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette, the volume 1. And I'm also going to be using the ABH Norvina Collection. Those are the Electric Cake Liner. And I'm going to be using the Electric Yellow today. And I'm going to be starting with the eyeshadow. So I'm going to dip into this light brown shade. It has a very strong yellow undertone. And I'm going to be blending this in my crease. And I'm also going to take this quite far on my outer corners. So I'm just blending this all over very messily. You really don't have to be precise. I just want to get that shape on. And next I'm going to dip into oh my goodness. I'm going to dip into this brown shade right here. And this one also has a orange yellow undertone. So I'm going to be packing this on my lid. But I'm not going to bring this shade as far as that yellow transition shade. So I'm going to put this underneath, but blending it in the same kind of area. And I'm going to be doing some back and forth between the two brushes just to make sure that everything is blended out. And just because I feel like my shadows are a little bit patchy right now, I'm going to be grabbing any kind of white yellowish shade. And I'm just going to put this on my brow bone just to blend the edges a little bit more. And this look is super easy to do too because you can be as messy as you want and you'll just have to clean your under eye up. Alright, and next I'm going to take a deeper brown shade. You don't really have to do this step, but I still want my lash line to have a little bit more definition so that the yellow liner will pop more. So I'm just going to take that on a small blending brush and I'm going to blend this very closely to my lash line just to have a little bit more smokiness and definition. And when I have that pigment where I want, I'm going to take another fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend some of these edges. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with the blend that I have right now. I'm just going to take some makeup remover on a cotton pad and I'm just going to clean this eyeshadow up just so that we have a sharp line. Alright, so next we're going to jump into the liner portion of this video. I've been really liking these liners. They are a little bit patchy when first applying them. You really have to get the right consistency. So you really have to be patient when using these, but the final result is really nice. So I'm going to dip into a little bit of water. I have my little bowl of water just here. And the trick is, before going into the liner, is really to remove the excess water on the back of the hand and then going into the liner. So I'm just going to dip my brush in the yellow shade, and before going on my eye, I'm just going to test the consistency on the back of my hand. It looks good, and I'm going to start and do my line. Okay, so my brush is a little bit too dry. I'm going to dip back into some water, put the excess on the back of my hand, and dip again in the pot. Alright, so I'm just going to build this color up. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this. So next I'm just going to apply some mascara. I'm using the Rimmel Volume Stylist mascara. I've been really liking this one because it applies a lot of mascara and it's really fast to build up. I just want to make the lashes black so that they blend better with my falsies. And next I'm going to apply my false lashes. I'm going to apply a very natural lash. This isn't really long, it's not really thick. And this is the Sephora Collection lash in the style 33 called Swanky. And these, the Sephora Lashes collection, they're really nice because they have a lot of different style. But I will have to say these are really difficult to apply. You really have to stretch out the band before going in and applying this on your eye. Because the band is super stiff, so you really have to work it. So I'm just going to apply some glash. Oh my god. So I'm just going to apply some lash glue on this. And for this look, because it's a summer look, you don't really have to apply false lashes. With just some mascara, this could look very nice. Alright, so the false lash is on. Next, I'm going to go into the shimmer shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to put this in my inner corners, just to give a little bit more brightness there. And I'm also going to put a little bit on my brow bone. And before doing my lower lash line, I'm just going to do my complexion. And for my complexion, I'm going to be doing something very simple, very fresh, perfect for summer. I'm not even going to be using any foundation. So if you want something fast and really easy to do on your complexion, then this is the way to go. So what I'm going to do today is to actually just apply a concealer on areas that I need coverage. So I'm going to leave most of my cheeks empty, most of my forehead. I'm just going to apply some concealer. So I'm just going to apply some concealer under my eye, a little bit in the center of my forehead, on my nose. And I tend to have a lot of redness around my chin and right here around my nose. And I'm going to blend everything using my brush. And I'm going to go in with a sponge after, just to have a more natural finish. But I really like to do this for summer because it's a good way to unify the skin tone, but without applying a bunch of foundation all over your skin. So it's not going to be heavy. It's just a really simple way to add coverage. Because I have a little bit of concealer on the back of my sponge, I'm going to take the sponge and just bring it a little bit around my cheeks, just to have like the remain coverage of the concealer all over my face. But the most of the concealer is in the center of my face. And in my brows, right now I only have pencil, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of brow gel and I'm going to fluff my hairs up. And next I'm going to do some bronzer. Now bronzer is the key for a good bronze summer look. And for that I'm going to use the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. This is a really warm tone bronzer. I've been really liking this. As you can see, I hit the pan on this. So I'm going to take this on a blush brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going to put this in the holes of my cheeks, on the temples. And I'm using this bronzer because it's a really warm tone bronzer, so it's really going to give that sun-kissed effect and give back some color to the skin. And I'm also going to put some on my neck just to make my double chin a little bit less apparent. And because today I am going to be doing fake freckles, I'm going to put a little bit of that bronzer on my nose. So it's really important to put a little bit of bronzer on the nose just to give that brownish tint to the nose. And it's also going to make the fake freckles look a lot more natural. Alright, and next for my blush, I'm going to be using the Fenty Cream Blush in the shade Fuego Flush. I've been loving this. This is the most beautiful cream blush. The reason why I like this so much is because it's really buildable. So it doesn't have a lot of pigment. It's not going to be too much on the cheeks. You can really build up the shade. And also I found that it's really nice on top of powder. So you don't really have to have a cream base to apply this cream blush. You can put it on top of a powder and it's still going to look very nice. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on my sponge and I'm going to start and tap this on my cheeks. And I'm also going to dab that across my nose. And also I forgot to say, but notice that I didn't even powder my skin. I used the Essence Camouflage Concealer and this is a matte formula, so you don't really have to set it with powder. It is going to stay in place. So I've been really loving this concealer. It has a lot of coverage also, so it's like a good 2-in-1. But yeah, and it's only like $5 and I've been using this non-stop. So this is a really good concealer if you're looking for one that's not too expensive but has a lot of coverage. And also, as you can see, I'm being quite generous with the blush. I really want this look to be very warm and sun-kissed. And for my highlight, also because I want something a little bit warmer, I'm going to use my Colourpop Super Shock highlight in the shade You're a Catch. And this is a little bit more of a warm highlight. It does have a little bit of a golden shift to it. So I'm going to be using this today. I'm going to grab this on my highlight brush and I'm going to put this on the high points of my cheeks. And I'm applying this highlight in a patting motion just because this is a cream formula. It's a little bit more creamy. It's not really a powder. So I don't really want to disturb the concealer I have underneath. I really want to keep my base intact. So it's better to do patting motions. And as you can see, this highlight is intense. I really, really love it. I feel like this is a really underrated highlight. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it, but it's so pretty and so intense. So this is amazing, and I think it's like $8. So, and look at the pen. The pen size is huge. I'm never going to be able to go through this. And I'm also going to take some of that in my inner corners, just because I feel like that Jaclyn Hill shade wasn't as bright as I wanted. Alright, so we are pretty much done with the complexion. I'm going to finish my under eye. So I'm going to take that orange yellow shade and I'm going to blend this on my under eye. I'm really going to smoke this out, and I'm also going to connect it to the outer corners. And with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to take that very deep brown shade and I'm going to blend this closer to my lash line just to give a little bit more dimension. And I'm going to go back into that first blending brush and I'm going to blend that shade further. And for my lips, I'm going to do something very nude, very fresh, very glossy. So I'm going to take my L'Oreal lipstick in the shade 800, which is a very nude pinky shade. And I'm going to top it off using a gloss. I'm using the NYX Lingerie Gloss in the shade Clear. And I'm putting this all over. And I'm going to do a healthy amount of setting spray. I've been using the Pixie Rose Glow Mist and I've been loving it because it has a lot of like hydrating benefits. So it's really going to give a dewy effect to the skin. And for summer, I would say the key to a good makeup look is a good hydrating setting spray. But before, I think I'm just going to add a little bit more bronzer, just because now that everything is almost done, I feel like I need just a little bit more. So I'm going to dab some of that on my cheeks and my temples, a little bit across my nose, a little bit of setting spray. Alright, so I am done with the freckles and let me say I am loving this look. Now this is really easy to do for summer because you really just have to put a bunch of eyeshadow in your crease, a good pop of color as a eyeliner, and you're good for summer. Of course, you shouldn't forget a good bronzer and highlight. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.